Hello everyone, I'm Professor Geek. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about what's technically some older news, but I haven't addressed it yet, and a lot of people have been asking me about it. We talked a little bit about it on the live streams, the office hours and whatnot, but I did have some specific thoughts and some new thoughts about it to share. So I want to talk about the CW event, this Crisis on Infinite Earths, and specifically Brandon Routh going to be portraying Superman once more. And if you've stuck with my channel for any amount of time, you know that I'm a big Brandon Routh fan. I really think he's a fine actor. I think he really portrays heroism quite well. Superman Returns had a lot of things wrong with it, but Brandon Routh was not one of those things. He absolutely was a great Superman. Just a wonderful Superman. Perfect casting. And I've always said, as many others have, that it's an absolute shame that he'll never get a chance to wear that suit again. And now he does. That's a big deal, you know. So I certainly should be talking about it because I have some thoughts on it. So where to start? Well, first let's just clear up a few things about Superman Returns, because that's kind of has a bearing on what we're talking about here. The incredibly ignorant take on Superman Returns is, and you hear this by the Snyder Bros, they tried to go the traditional route with Superman. It didn't work, and Superman Returns didn't work, so shut up. That's why we needed Man of Steel. The traditional aspects, the homage that Superman Returns paid to Christopher Reeve and to those original movies was not the problem with that film at all. Those were the glorious parts of that film, wonderful parts of that film. The issues with Superman Returns aren't even issues in itself as a movie. I've said this before, coherently as a film, if you ignore that it's supposed to be a Superman story, Superman Returns is an incredibly well done film. But you just do not do that to Superman. Superman would not do certain things that movie had him do, so it betrayed a real misunderstanding of who the character was at his core. As much as Bryan Singer admired and loved the Donner films, he still didn't really get Superman as a character in his own right, to the core anyway, because Superman would never leave Earth. He would never just up and leave Earth. Now, there are reasons that are a little bit more explained by that in the novelization and whatnot, as well as the prequel comics, but he just wouldn't get up and leave Earth like that for that long. He certainly wouldn't have done it without saying goodbye to Lois or anything like that. That's nonsense. And then the complete decimation that film did to the Superman-Lois relationship, you can't come back from that and still have Superman be Superman. At the end of that movie, when Superman realizes that's his son, you can't even really go any farther in that story and still have Superman be Superman, because then you got Superman lying to I forget his name right now, but Lois's new, soon-to-be husband or whatever, fiance at that point in the movie. You just can't go any farther with that and not completely crumble who Superman is. It just it did the absolute wrong things with Superman in so many different ways. But as I said, Brandon Routh's portrayal was wonderful, and he really was able to grasp that purity and innocence of Reeve, but then also add his own twinge to it, which was quite nice. So I was wanting to see another Superman portrayal by Brandon Routh. One more thing, let me clear up before I talk specifically about what he's going to do, is my thoughts on the CW universe here. CW's superhero shows, they have absolutely no credibility whatsoever anymore. I know some people will say, well, I like this show still. I like this show. That's great. That's whatever. That's a little pocket of sugar in the big pile of crap. CW had a lot of promise, and certain shows were good when they started out, but the producers have proven beyond any shadow of a doubt that they don't care about storytelling. They are here to push politics as well. That is all they're doing. Supergirl is the biggest dumpster fire in the world. They've just jumped the shark so many times with Arrow. He's Batman. He's nothing like Oliver Queen. There's just so many problems with the whole series. So that they're doing these crises, Infinite Earths or whatever, I think it's a real Hail Mary act for them, because did you catch that? That was a sports reference. I only knew that because I'm Catholic, though, not because I know anything about sports. It's a last desperate effort to get people to give a crap about their universe. They know that everyone hates Batwoman. I was looking at a promoted tweet that showed up in my Twitter feed the other day, like, catch Batwoman this weekend. And I scrolled through the comments, and every single person hates this piece of junk show. And I think they know that on some reason. They know that they've gotten way too big for their britches. They just thought they could do whatever they wanted because, you know, Greg Berlanti's Greg Berlanti and whatever. And it's backfiring. Ratings are dropping. People are saying this is kind of garbage. So this is a desperate plea for them for ratings, and they've gone all out. I mean, they've gone all out, getting freaking Burt Ward back to play Robin, Tom Welling, you know, doing Superman, or the Smallville Clark Superman again. That's amazing. That's amazing. And it's definitely, you know, even for somebody like me who doesn't care about the CW universe at all and thinks it should die. It really should. They're doing horrible portrayals of the characters. They're doing far more damage to these mythoses than they are to any good to them. So yeah, the CW universe should absolutely die. But even to somebody like me who feels that way, I'm still going to watch at least the scenes in which some of these characters will be in. So, you know, Burt Ward is Robin. That's momentous. That's historic. It doesn't mean I want to watch the whole stupid special, because I don't care. Because the thing about the special is, yeah, you know, Burt Ward, Linda Carter, Tom Welling, they're going to be in there like that much. You know who you're going to see in that special? You're going to see stupid Batwoman. You're going to see stupid super feminist. You're going to see all of those characters take the forefront. And probably, which will piss me off beyond belief, you'll see the beloved characters we've been talking about who are returning to their roles. You'll see them in subjugated roles to them. So you'll have you'll have them even torn down a bit to make the other ones look good. That's what they constantly do. That's what Supergirl's all about. You know, Supergirl just walks around lecturing people. She's supposed to be America's sweetheart, and ever since season 2, she's just walked around as the biggest biatch in the world, you know, lecturing people and having everybody else, you know, fall around her to make her look good. It's just ridiculous. So now let's get to Brandon Routh playing the Kingdom Come Superman. When it was first released that he'd be playing Superman again, I was extremely excited. And then in the same breath, I think it was in the same release, that he would be playing the Kingdom Come Superman. Less excited about that. It's wonderful, period, just to see him wear that suit again. Really is. And the reveal they've done, you know, with him in the suit, really hats off to him for bulking up, because, you know, the Alex Ross Superman, you know, is just a stocky big block of a Superman. And Brandon Routh's done a great job, because, you know, he's not naturally that. He's naturally a little bit more thin and toned. At least he was with Superman Returns, and for the most part is Ray Palmer and Legends. But he's really bulked up, and that's really cool. And you know, they gave him the gray sides of the hair and everything like that, and he actually looks the part. Looks the part a far lot more than I would have ever been able to visualize him, just visually. But the reason I didn't like him portraying, or wasn't that excited about him portraying the Kingdom Come Superman, was that I wanted to see a lot more of the purity and the innocence and the Christopher Reeve-like basis that Routh was able to bring to the character, and then do his own thing on top of. That's what I was really crazy excited about for. So, you know, make him a Superman Earth 2 or a Silver Age kind of Superman or something like that. That would have been amazing. You know, give us a wonderfully true, iconic portrayal of Superman, because they tried to pretend that Tyler Hoechlin was that, and he's not. He's not at all. It was really cool seeing him in that first opening of season 2, but after that, he just became the lapdog of Supergirl and just, you know, yipped around her to make her feel good and look good, and that was just nonsense. So I thought that was just a wasted opportunity. Brandon Routh's this wonderful actor who can do that. Why wouldn't you let him do that, you know? The more I think about it, as him as the Kingdom Come Superman, I see asymmetry here, but I still don't like it. I still think it's a wasted opportunity. So but in the same time, I can't help but to appreciate the symmetry a little bit. I read an interview with one of the producers. It might have been Berlanti or somebody, I don't know, but and they said that, or they gave the impression anyway, that Routh as the Kingdom Come Superman is a continuation of his Superman Returns Superman. They didn't really, they kind of gave that impression as an answer to a question. And you got the sense, what you get the sense all the time hearing these producers talk about the characters, that they don't understand these characters at all. They've seen a couple movies. That's about it. They don't know anything beyond that. No, the Superman Returns character couldn't become the Kingdom Come character. That's weird. But there is a symmetry between the two those two sort of Elseworld Supermans, if you think of them like that, because that's what Kingdom Come was. Kingdom Come is a solid piece of literature. It really is. It's an amazing piece of literature, amazing art. But you have to, if you're going to appreciate it in any way, especially as a Superman fan, you have to accept it as an Elseworld Superman. This is not in any way the Superman that we know, the iconic Superman from the mainstream universe, or should be the mainstream universe. Because this, like Superman Returns, is a Superman who gives up on humanity. For whatever reason, you know, in his Kingdom Come, it's because Magog and he sees that people are turning to the new generation of heroes or whatever. So he just gives up and goes off and, you know, pretends, you know, he's going to be a farmer within a illusion in the fortress. And it's ridiculous. But, you know, it's a wonderful story of how Wonder Woman calling him back and then him realizing that, no, the Earth does need us traditional heroes and we're going to come back and fix things. And there's a lot of glorious lessons and moments in Kingdom Come, you know, where mankind realizes how much it needs Superman. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Beautiful stuff. But it's the kind of thing you knew in an Elseworlds tale, because it requires you to make Superman do that first very un-Superman-like thing to do, which is to turn his back on humanity there for a while. So, perfect exploration for an Elseworlds tale. And quite well done. Quite well done. That's the link then to Superman Returns, where you've got Brandon Routh's Superman in Superman Returns was made to do some very un-Superman-like things. But you once he's done that, you still have a very interesting story, and you still have wonderful, you know, the aspect. I mean, when Superman, you know, dies and he's carried in to, you know, the hospital, and people are, you know, that was amazing, you know, and everybody's just desperately hanging on their breath to see if he's going to live or not, because they love this man, they care about this man, they're so excited to have him back. And as he's saving Metropolis from the earthquake tremors and just handily saving everybody, and they know that he's there, they know it's okay because he's there. I mean, there's so much wonderful stuff in Superman Returns. So you do have that correlation between Superman Returns and the Kingdom Come story, which, you know, as somebody who looks at story, I can't help but to appreciate that. At the same time, though, I still think it's a wasted opportunity to have Brandon Routh, one of the only people out there right now who could do a truly iconic portrayal of Superman, and to still not quite give him that. That's really a shame. That really is an absolute shame. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, how many more chances are you going to get at this? This might be it. You know, we never saw this one coming. And if both portrayals of Superman he's ever done at this point are so kind of off the mark, well, you know, people are going to be less likely to cast him as that in the future, less likely to think of him as that. And he's got so much wonderful potential for that. So either way, I'm excited about seeing him back in the suit, and I'm excited about seeing him do very Superman-like things and look wonderfully like Superman. I'm excited about that. My big worry, though, as I said, is that all of these great characters bringing back into the role, you know, Brandon Routh Superman, or you know, Tom Welling Superman, or whatever, all of them are just going to, you know, be there just to stepping stones for Superman and you know, Bat Lesbian, because that's what they've reduced those characters to. They're not interesting three-dimensional characters anymore, as they should be in the comics. You know, Katie Kane's a wonderful character in the comics. She happens to be a lesbian, so that's fine, whatever. But Berlanti and the co have just reduced her. No, she's a lesbian who lives in the city and you know, is a woman in a man's world. Let's not forget that aspect. And you know, she's going to take on the Bat mantle and show these people how it's. That's a reduction. That's a reduction of her character to little of nothing. And it's the same thing with Supergirl, when she's running around giving feminist diatribes to everybody and, you know, little snippy remarks, and just become this horrible, snotty person. The cliche, stereotypical feminist, then you reduced her character. What is she, you know, who cares about her anymore, you know? But those are the ones they're going to shove to the forefront, you know, nonetheless. So we'll see more of that crap. That's why I'm not going to watch the whole series. I'm going to let it go ahead and air, and then just watch the highlights, you know, just, you know, they'll be on YouTube or whatever. I can just find out what timestamps they are, and I'll watch the parts, not even highlights of the show, because I don't care about the story at all. I just want to see these characters return on screen. You know, that's all I'm looking for. So I'm excited about that, you know, but yeah, let this happen. Let the CW just go the way of the dodo. They're a horrible portrayal of the characters. The people involved do not understand them, and they've proven that again and again and again. So those are my thoughts on Brandon Routh's Superman. nonetheless, excited to see him wear that suit again, and we'll see what happens. I'll definitely report back in on it. So that's all for now. Do check out my own graphic novel, Tales from the Stacks. It is closing this next Friday, October the 11th, so you will not be able to buy this book past then. So jump on that if you want it. A lot of people are saying, oh, can you keep it open a couple more? It's got to close at some point, and it's closing next Friday, the 11th. So plan for that if it's something you'd like. I just dropped some amazing art on Twitter. The first 3 pages of Illustrator Monk's story, the first 4 pages of Kyung Lee's story, all lettered, so you can get an idea of what the stories are like. It's really just an amazing book. And I say that, I mean, of course I have confidence in my own writing, but the art is just, and these artists I'm working with are just amazing. So you definitely want this book. Grab that before it's too late. Link is in the description, as well as at the end of the video. And then also sign up for sign up for updates for my new campaign that'll be launching at the end of October, and that is a sword and sorcery book, The Fall of Mithrisis. So definitely sign up for updates for that. You'll be able to get some freebies if you sign up for updates and you decide to back it after that. So that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep enjoying and digging deeper into the hero stories you love. By now, chances are you've probably heard of and hopefully ordered your copy of my graphic novel, Tales from the Stacks. But in case this is the first you're hearing of it, it is still in demand on Indiegogo, but it will not be available forever. The in-demand store is closing down later this month as we prepare for fulfillment and for the new campaign for the new book launching in the fall. Tales from the Stacks is a collection of 3 of my uncanny suspense stories in the vein of The Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, and such. They are introduced by a mysterious librarian who's welcomed you into the inner stacks of the library where they keep such tales. And it features interior art by an amazing collection of talent. Illustrator Monk Dave T., the great Kyung Lee, and another artist I haven't even announced yet. And of course the variant covers are still available. Kyung Lee's famous cover, as well as John Malin's amazing work, colored by Kyle Ritter, and then the Dave T. Indiegogo exclusive as well. We have prints, t-shirts, bookmarks by Pablo Romero. So if you haven't checked out the campaign page, or if you haven't checked it out in a while, swing by and see if there's any new content you might have missed. Thanks for helping us reach so many of the stretch goals, and we'll see if we can't reach another one before it ends.